Oh, great evening to you all, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Keetana, your Sergeant at Arms, and I'm pleased to welcome you all to our meeting. Since words are more powerful than sports, I request you all to please choose your words very carefully while speaking on any topic. Please turn on your cameras. I'm pretty sure it'll liven up the meeting more. Stay on mute unless you need to talk, and keep encouraging all our role takers and speakers whenever needed. A man is a beautiful part of God's creation who starts compromising at a very young age. He sacrifices his chocolates for his sister, he sacrifices his dreams for just a smile on his parents' face. He spends his entire pocket money to just bring a gift for his loved girl. His life is filled with a lot of sacrifices and compromises, and yet he doesn't complain. To all the wonderful men present out there and present in our meeting, today I want to say you all are the best. Ladies present in this meeting, I request you all to unmute and please give a huge round of applause to all the men present here and appreciate their efforts. Happy Men's Day, happy International Men's Day to all the men present here. I want you all to say now, I request you all to please go on mute. I will request you all to save another round of energy-filled applause because I have the privilege in introducing an absolute gentleman. He has a great love and respect for his family. He has two kids, one boy named Sriram and a daughter named Shrestha. Do you know why he has an earring always? If you have not seen it, I request you all to check his DP. It's there. The reason why he wears his earring is when his daughter pierced her ears, he did it at the same time just to know what pain his daughter faced, which we can all say is such a doting father, isn't it? To know the pain that little girl went through, he did it just for her. He has made a lot of sacrifices for his family without being one of which is not going out with his friends. And he has always maintained this balance between his work life and family life. Please join me in welcoming our wonderful gentleman, our president, Srijit Kilakilot. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Keertana. You really touched my heart. Thank you so much. My dear fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, welcome to Bangalore Toastmasters Club. I declare the meeting number 1299 open. I could see many guests here today. It's our pleasure to host you and thank you so much for joining this meeting. Our VP membership will get in touch with you to know more about Bangalore Toastmasters Club or to know about Toastmasters Club. Dear members, how do we welcome our guests? Please give them a loud round of applause and welcome them. Now I request our secretary, Toastmaster Preeti, to read out the previous meeting's minutes. Over to you, Preeti.
Thanks, Mr. President. With bare feet, the theme for the Children's Day special meeting number 1298, Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Keetana started it dot on 6:30 p.m. with a pleasant surprise of musical chairs. The little lively stories from our president and how he learned to pronounce kaleidoscope from a child shows how ahead this generation is. The Toastmaster of the day, the bubbly little child of our club, Toastmaster Vishal Vasanta, did try to bring to life our little moments of childhood. Our speakers, Toastmaster Rajiv Mishra and Toastmaster Manjunath, gave us an understanding on the various styles of communication. Communication definitely is the bridge between confusion and clarity. Next speaker, DTM Dr. Rajdeep sir, captivated the audience with his in-depth understanding on anger, Boston fire, and rest is history. He creates magic every time he is on stage. General evaluator, Toastmaster, uh, Ganesh Pai, along with his Taggle team, beaded the meeting with his sharpness of a curious child. Evaluator, Toastmaster Ellen, Toastmaster Alok, and Toastmaster Vaidyanathan were the teachers of the class. They guided the speakers to their best. Our table topic master came up with beautiful topics from childhood that helped us relive our childhood memories. We had a total of 25 students, Toastmasters, out of which 19 were members. The toppers of the class were Taggle team player Toastmaster Nestor, role taker Toastmaster Ganesh Pai, table topic speaker Suzanne, evaluator Toastmaster Vaidyanathan, speaker DTM Dr. Rajdeep Manmani sir. Those who have not gone through the minutes shared on the mail, please go through. There's a surprise for you. Over to you, President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Preeti, for that precise, impeccable minutes of meetings. Thank you so much. Dear members, are the minutes in order?
Yes.
Please confirm. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for confirming it. So I declare the minutes stand pass. Today, November 19th, International Men's Day. I thought today, at least today, we are free. We means we all men here. But our VP Education, Hannah Victoria, doesn't seem to like that. You tell me, otherwise, why she will keep this theme today? Better relationship between men and women. I think she is taking some sweet revenge. Jokes apart, from the history, we know that men ruled or dominated this world and continuing the same. Still, the scenario is changing, isn't it? Now, women are making their mark in every field they work. True, right? Since it's an International Men's Day, I thought of speaking about my father. Then due to that relationship with women, I thought I'll include my mother as well. My father, he's very dominating. Maybe he grown up like that because he had very struggling childhood. Whatever he achieved today is purely because of his hard work. He had gone through a lot of struggle and he put a lot of effort to achieve whatever he achieved today. He always had in himself to excel in whatever he do. He's very confident, courageous, and fearless. I always wish I could be like him. However, my mother always supported him, always backed him, except for one thing. My father loves to go with his friends, and sometimes he'll come back home with having 2 pegs. That day, my mother became very furious. She will start talking buck, 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 for hours together. But my father never mind. He just plays some music and he would be dancing with me and my sister. He would be singing songs. He would be telling stories to us. It was like a fun-filled time for us. So I always prayed whenever he come back home, he should have at least 2 pegs. Why? Because otherwise he's completely a different person. He's very short-tempered and he shouts for silly things. He shouts for silly things. So it was not very easy for us to approach him those days. Still, I could see a balanced understanding between them. Because whenever my mother shouts, he would be very silent. He would be reading newspaper and watching TV. Similarly, whenever my father shouts, she would be immersed in her work or she would be silently working in kitchen. So there I could see there was a lot of compromise, adjustment, and understanding throughout their lives. Another best example is our food habits. I grown up as vegetarian, not because my family is a vegetarian family, because my father doesn't like fish. If he smells fish, he run away from that place. Similarly, my mother doesn't like chicken. So I grown up as a vegetarian. So we can see a lot of compromise, understanding, and adjustments because they respect each other, because they knew the value and the importance of relationships and family. As they say, men are from Mars, women are from Venus. But when they both came to Earth, their world become hell or heaven, depends upon their relationship with each other. In Toastmaster also, in the first 40 to 50 years, there were no women in Toastmasters. In 1970s, first women took the membership in Toastmasters. Then from there, the scenario has changed. Till now, we had 7 women in Toastmaster International Presidents. Do you know who is the international president, current international president? Anyone?
Margaret Page.
Yes, Kamlesh, you are spot on. DTM Margaret Page, again a woman. So I believe the relationship between men and women is improving and it is going in good direction. With that note, I would like to introduce the next person coming on stage or the screen, who is working in HP as a program manager, who loves to travel to heritage places in India. And he joined Toastmaster 1 year back and he wanted to improve his communication skills. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Toastmaster Raghavendra as our TMOD today.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. It was in the year 1999, on the same day, International Men's Day was launched to celebrate the sacrifices and the contribution men make to families and the society at large. However, I got to know about this only this week when our VP Education, Hannah, shared the theme. And this took me back almost 20 years, 2001, when I vividly remember entering the office, where it was March 8th. The office was completely decked up. Flower decoration, balloons, posters mentioning Happy International Women's Day. I wished all the women on the floor that day enjoyed the moment, but a thought arose in my mind. Women have a day for themselves, rightfully, for all the contributions and sacrifices which they make. Why not? Men should also have one. On a lighter note, since I did not know about this International Men's Day, I thought all the other days in the remaining days in the year is Men's Day. So I just continued. I had this thought, or I would say rather call it as an infatuation, till the time I got married. And after that, any married man knows, it is all Women's Day, just on the lighter note. Okay, on this occasion of International Men's Day, with this year's theme is better relationship between men and women, I wanted to mention about the following quote by Stephen Curry, who is a professional basketball player in America and an active supporter of gender equality. And the quote goes as follows: I want our girls to grow up knowing that there are no boundaries that can be placed on their futures. I want them to grow up in a world where their gender does not feel like a rule book for what they should think or be or do. I want them to grow up believing that they can dream big and strive for the careers they will be treated fairly. I know you must be wondering, why am I talking about women's here? See, don't you think so? Those men who basically respect the women needs to be glorified today on this International Men's Day. Like in any family or the society, when the men treat women with respect, I think we have a greater harmony. With that said, I want to mention about 5 men whom I was inspired, and I want to quote them here. 1, Mahatma Gandhi. And he is the father of our nation, and he fought for the independence. We all know about it. Little did we know that his better half, Kasturba Gandhi, was equally contributing to the independence struggle which we were facing, not just in India, back in South Africa. She was imprisoned along with Gandhi in Africa as well as in India. And she had equal contribution for our independence. Gandhiji had great respect for Kasturba Gandhi. Although an illiterate, he put in all the effort. Being such a busy man with such a motto, he spent time with Kasturba, educating her on Gujarati language to start with, then English, then geography, when they were 70 years old. That was the type of man Gandhiji was. I think a true inspiration, I would say. The next man I want to talk about is Nelson Mandela, who was imprisoned in Robben Islands for 27 years for no fault of his, for fighting for apartheid. Finally, he came out as a free man. In next 4 years, he was elected as the president of South Africa, and eventually went on to abolish the apartheid. And he is a true inspiration to me, and I thought I should mention about him in this International Men's Day. Then the third one is Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, who again fought for the civil rights in America, and that was again the racial society. He fought and ensured the Black men and women were treated equal to the white women and men and women. And the fourth one and the fifth one is you and me. This is because, see, we are the common people, and I know every day we make a lot of sacrifices to keep our families happy, maybe our bosses happy, a lot of sacrifices. There are so much in our mind, but I'm sure as a son, as a husband, as a grandfather, as a father, I'm sure there are so much we sacrifice, and we just want to make sure end of the day, the people around us are happy. And with that said, I just wanted to move ahead with the agenda of the meeting today. As usual, today's Toastmaster session has 3 parts, but today's has a 4th part as well. First part is prepared speeches. And we have the second part, which is table topic session. Third one, evaluation session. The final one for the last meeting, 15 minutes, business meeting. So on the prepared speeches, we have today the general evaluator in Toastmasters, Somashekar. But before I call him, I just wanted to mention these things. He is the senior director at the Enfas Solar Energy, been with BTMC since its inception. Past president, loves traveling and being with nature. And when I asked him about what is his opinion about the men and women, on how do they make their relationship better, I think it was a single liner. I was expecting more from an experienced person from him, but this was like a punchline. It goes as follows. It's all about letting go your ego and learning to compromise. Let me invite Toastmaster Someshekar sir for the general evaluation and the rules.
Thank
Over to you,
you,
sir.
Toastmaster of the Raghavendra. Toastmasters is one place where we don't discriminate at all, right? Whether it's men, women, elderly person, young, old, neither does the color of the skin matters, right? So that's the kind of a place you are all in. And what's unique about Toastmasters is giving feedback, the process of evaluation. So I'll talk more about that during my session, but then I will, Raghavendra, you want me to introduce the tag team or actually will you introduce them?
Okay, sir, you can go ahead. I can do that.
All right. Okay. So I'll be assisted by three people whom our Toastmaster today, Raghavendra, is going to introduce. So talk to you more when I'm back here for the general evaluation. Over to you, Raghavendra.
Thank you, Someshekar sir. So we have today timer in Toastmasters Sai Deepak. Sai Deepak, do you want to basically mention about your role today?
Yeah. Thank you, TMOD. Good evening, everyone. So as a timer, I'll time the table topics, speakers, the formal speeches, and the evaluations. And I'll also alert each speaker of the time that they have left using the green, yellow, and red card. So today is actually a bit complicated. So for the prepared speech, I'll give a green for 5 minutes, yellow for 6 minutes, and red for 7 minutes. And for Theresa ma'am, I'll give it like 18 minutes green, 20 minutes yellow, and 22 minutes red. For the evaluation part, 2 minutes green, 2 minutes 30 seconds yellow, and 3 minutes red. And for the table topic, in case of a debate, so it will be like 45 seconds green, 1 minute yellow, and 1 minute 15 seconds red, with a 15 seconds of leeway. And in case of no debate, it will be like 1 minute green, 1 minute 15 seconds yellow, and 1 minute 30 seconds red, with a 30-second leeway. Yeah. Thank you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai Deepak. So let me call upon our counter to... Yes. Okay. So Toastmaster Aditya will be playing the role of our counter. Toastmaster Aditya, do you just want to give us the overview of your role for playing today?
Yes. Good evening, TMOD, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the R counter is to note down words and sounds that are used as a crutch or a pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I shall listen for overused words, including and, well, but, so, you know, etc. We'll also listen for filler sounds, including or I'll note down when a speaker repeats a word or and in the end of the meeting, I shall report the number of times that each speaker has used such expressions. Thank you, TMOD, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya, for a crisp explanation of your role. Now, let me call upon the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Manjunath.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any misuses of the English language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce the word of the day. And for today's meeting, the word of the day is magnum opus. Magnum opus, which means a work of art, music, or literature that is regarded as the most important or best work that an artist, composer, or writer has produced. Beautiful, isn't it? Magnum opus. So here's an example. Rather than me using the word, I'm going to ask you a question, so please pay close attention to this. Steve Jobs considered himself to be an artist first, a businessman next. If Steve Jobs were an artist, what would have been his magnum opus? What do you think was Steve Jobs' magnum opus? Please type it in the chat. I'd love to know. What do you believe was Steve Jobs' magnum opus, the best work of his life? Please let me know in the chat. No guesses? Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Aaron. Utkarsh, wonderful. Okay, so that is the one. iPhone it is. Thank you. The word of the day is magnum opus. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I'll give a word of the day report as well as grammatical usage report when called upon during the meeting. Thank you very, very much. Over to you, Toastmaster Raghavendra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manjunath, for an innovative way of introducing the word of the day. I urge all the speakers today to use the word of the day, Magnus Opus. So let me call upon the next role taker, listener, Toastmaster Utkarsh.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Good evening to my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. My name is Utkarsh Joshi, and you should know that being a good listener is just as important as being a good speaker. My father too thinks my magnum opus comes after I listen to my mother's kind advice. And as a listener today, I will note interesting tidbits of information from any of the speakers and ask questions near the end of the meeting to see if everybody was paying attention. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Utkarsh. So we will move on to the prepared speeches portion now. So let me call upon the evaluator of the first speech. And before I call upon, let me give the following introduction. She is a software engineer, currently working on her own startup, enjoys reading, plays football, and has a new hobby during the pandemic, which is to grow plants hydroponically, which actually means you grow the plants without the soil. It is using the mineral nutrients, a new keyword which I learned. So let me just call upon Toastmaster Chaitra to give out the evaluation guidelines for the first speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghav. The speaker today is giving an L1P2 speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to present on any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present a speech and receive feedback from an evaluator. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitra. Before I move on to the speaker, one thing I have to apologize here that I forgot the opinion what I got from Toastmaster Chaitra. I had asked a question, what is your opinion about having a better relationship between men and women? And the response I got was, we will definitely see this happen when we both empathize with each other and treat each other as equal partners. How true. Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitra. So the next speaker is an architect by profession and has his own firm called as Calm Designs, which specializes in architectural and design services. And the speech is attempting from the dynamic leadership pathways. The speech title is Earth Overshoot Day. Over to you, Toastmaster Chetan Shivprasad.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes.
Thank you. July 29th, 2021, 7 days after my 48th birthday. Remember this date, I will come back to it. July 29th, 2021. Dear Toastmasters and friends, we all like saving money. Let us assume we have all deposited 10 lakhs in a bank and the bank is giving us a 10% interest on that year on year, quite generous. That is, we get to have 1 lakh of rupees to spend every year without compromising on the principal amount. But sadly, my friend from Qatar finishes his 1 lakh by the 9th of February, that is 40 days after the year has started. And he starts taking out more from the bank and further from other people in the world. A person from the United States of America, an American, spends his 1 lakh by the 14th of March, and an average Indian, me, you, and the person in the street, spends his 1 lakh by the 1st of June. Now let us shift these numbers from money to the resources we take out from Mother Earth. Mother Earth has a capacity to regenerate all the resources we use, and it has the power to replenish it with food, with water, with minerals, and many such things. Which means that my Qatar friend needs over 11 Earths to sustain himself year on year by finishing his quota of resources by the 9th of February. Whereas we as Indians need 2 Earths to sustain ourselves. The Earth Overshoot Day. The Earth Overshoot Day is a date which was recognized by the United Nations, called the Global Footprint Organization, when humanity demands for ecological resources and services in a given year exceeds what Earth can regenerate in that year. This year, 2021, 7 days after my 48th birthday, July the 29th, was the day we as a species, the Homo sapiens, have exceeded our resources earmarked for this year. At the pace we are going, by 2025, the date falls on June the 30th, which means that by then we shall need 2 Earths to sustain ourselves. 2 Earths, 2 Mother Earths. Do we have that 2 Earths to sustain? Do we have the right to take from our descendants, our children, their right to this beautiful planet Earth? Do we have the right to mindlessly consume and throw things into a landfill without any concern? Do we have the right? 7,000 tons of waste is what is generated by Bangalore on an everyday basis. 7,000 tons, out of which close to 3,000 tons is biodegradable, which we casually pack in a plastic cover and send it into a landfill to become methane. I would like to use the famous words of Swami Vivekananda in this context. Arise, awake, and stop, not till the goal is reached. It is time we move the date from July 29th, 2021, 7 days after my 48th birthday. We need to move it to beyond December 31st. Let us see that we don't overuse the resources which Mother Earth is regenerating for us. This would be our act of magnum opus today. How can we do it? By making all homes self-sustaining in electricity, we can move the date by 8 days. By relooking at the way we grow and cook rice, we can shift the date by a couple of days. By air drying laundry, we can move it by around 1.3 days. By not using plastic bottles, we move it by around 5 days. Similarly, by taking a public transport, we move the day by 2 days. But how can you as an individual make a difference? Find out about your ecological impact by going to the website, the Global Footprint, and take a footprint calculation of your daily consumptions and make small changes in your daily routine to move the date further upwards. I would like to close this session with the famous anonymous saying, we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. Thank you, Toastmaster. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan. I think that was definitely an awakening truth that we all have to digest and definitely act upon. Okay, the next evaluator is basically a SAP developer, an avid reader, energetic Toastmaster, my fellow speech crafter, and a Catonian. This is Toastmaster Nazneen. Can you please read out the details of the next speech?
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for such kind words. The speaker is attempting pathway engaging humor, level 5, project 1. The purpose of the project is for the member to practice developing and presenting a longer humorous speech. Title of the speech, Nobody's Perfect. All the best, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nazneen. Although this is my magnus opus role today, I seem to be making mistakes. I had taken this opinion from Toastmaster Nazneen on how to make the relationship better between men and women, and following was the opinion. My take on the theme is most of us have good relationship with the two genders. In this world, we are speaking about gender equality, not superior or inferior. We are at par with each other. It is just another day. We are celebrating men. Lastly, a lady should be gracious enough to concede that we are equal. Wonderfully mentioned. Thank you. And let me call upon the speaker next. Before I do that, so I just asked about the opinion about today's theme, and I had a different question. And how do we make the relationship better between men and women? And following was the response from the speaker today. I feel the good communication, mutual understanding, mutual trust, mutual respect will help have better relationship between men and women. And the speaker actually loves nature, greenery, long rides, and that too loves to travel in open jeep towards hills and loves to listen light music. Without further delay, let me call upon DTM Theresa, ma'am.
Wish you all a very happy International Men's Day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, someone is telling me wish you the same. Oh, Kirtana, why you are telling? Thank you. I wished only men, not women.
I didn't tell anything.
Just now I heard from our president that a book, Men from Mars and Men are from Mars and Women from Venus. Yes, that was written by John Gray. And my husband gifted me that book without reading. As a humble wife, I read and understood that, yes, when husband comes with a problem, I have to listen. But it did not happen to me. Men over there, a humble request. Whenever your lady comes to you with a problem, don't give solution immediately. She doesn't need. She needs your attention, your both ears, your assurance, understanding. If you do so, see the next step, how she rejuvenates, and she will pour out to you. This is my personal experience. Once what happened, my daughter, anyhow, she was finished her engineering. She was coming late home. I just called my husband and said, my husband's name is Patrick. I said, Patrick, Ria has not yet come home here. just will you please, I was about to continue. He said, he cut the call and called me again and said, confirm that alliance what we discussed and finalized last week. Just call them and finalize the date. Array, that was not I wanted. I wanted him to call her and say, where are you, Ria? What time you will be going home? But no, immediately the solution. Then once it was almost 10:30 in the night, I just told him, Patrick, I can hear some sounds near the back door. And I was about to continue. Immediately says, tomorrow itself call that CC camera people and fix everywhere CC cameras, make one connection to the TV, other connection to the phone, and you can lie down and see what's happening there. I didn't want that, Patrick. This is what I wanted to tell. But where? Someone has to give me the chance to reply. Okay, anyhow, we thought I thought nobody is perfect. Even he also says many times, and that is how I managed. One day, I was just telling him, as soon he came, when he comes, I get that fragrance of perfume. By those who do not know, I'm telling you, my husband, he works in Muscat for 90 days, comes here for 30 days. And 1 week prior to that, I will be in a full josh that I will not fight. I will talk always with a smiling face. And that remains actually only one day. And again, it starts after a week when he goes, I feel, oh, this is only 1 week. Why should I fight? And just the previous day, that also vanishes because I also get agitated. So what happened one day when he came from Muscat with our 2 suitcases with a perfume and he offered a book? I thought, I was with a full smile, yes, Patrick, and I took the book. And that name was 7 Habits. I didn't understand what it was. Still, I thought I will read tomorrow when he's taking rest. I just opened it. Array, it was nothing but that we must change ourselves. Who wanted that? I already changed the day I got my ring. And also it also says that what we have to change our perception. To change ourselves, we have to change our perceptions. Okay, I took so many years and changed my perceptions. And after so many years, he's bringing another book, 8th Habit. I thought this Stephen Gray doesn't have any job or what. Why didn't he do in that first time itself here? There were so many, almost 20 pages where there was that acknowledgement, thanksgiving. They're only going to fix that 8th habit. Now, I would have finished that. I lost so many TV serials. I missed so many years. Such a wonderful thing. That's what I was talking to myself. And I thought, okay, Stephen Covey, you really troubled me. I understood what 8th habit is nothing but we have to find our own ways and helping others to find their ways. But nowhere he mentioned that reading is a good habit, okay? This changing others and finding my voice, I was okay. But my husband also read that book and he changed. You want to know what he changed? From independent person to interdependent person. Until then, he was by himself packing his clothes, bringing his clothes. After reading the book, from head to toe, all his accessories I had to give before going for bath. I have to remind him everything, including me. Oh, Stephen Covey, I thought. What to do? No one will have perfect partners, I thought. Yes, as many people already said, yes, adjusted. One day, I was just discussing about my daughter. As some of you know, my daughter is a mechanical engineer. She's a single and not ready to mingle. Of course, this is not her, I'm not asking any alliance or something like that. I'm just telling you that she's not at all ready to mingle. And I wanted to discuss about this topic with her first. And I asked, Ria, what is your plan? because already I had discussed with many. I had already discussed with Somshekhar, Robinson, Sosa, Alan, everybody to find her that's a mechanical job, and she was not interested. And she said, Mama, I've already went for interview. Where, Ria? That Phenolics pipes, Mama. What happened? It's still in the pipeline. What is in the pipeline? No, that my job, everything, that is in the pipeline. I got depressed. I got agitated. Whom to talk? My better half. I called him, Patrick. This is what Ria says. I don't know how to talk to her. Then, you know what he did? Of course, his ticket was the third day. While coming back, he gave me the book, This Secret. Another book. This was from some Rhonda Bun or something. Yeah, Rhonda Bun. As a humble wife, I've taken an oath. Listened to him and read and read and read and read and digested everything which said that, that your thoughts are your positive thoughts. You have to imagine everything will go into the universe. It will come to the reality. I do imagine. I imagine talking to Elens and looking at the boy left and right and saying, Ria, see how is he? All that I imagine. I imagine my daughter in a white gown going there and saying, yes, I do. I imagine that, like after the being me as a grandparent and checking in Sophia's school for my grandchild, everything I imagined. And my dear Toastmasters and guests, you know what happened? I had to go to Udupi and Bangalore many times to find out and finalize the alliance and to check the dates and to book in the church for the wedding of my niece and nephews. Again, which shoulder to cry on? Went back to Patrick. Patrick, nothing helped. 7 habits, 8 habits, the secret. The secret remains secret. I don't know how that 30 million copies sold out. It is still secret for me. And my better half said, oh, that's it. Immediately I got a message, a video in WhatsApp. It's a conversation between a husband and wife. Let us call that husband as we'll call Vikas. Wife will call Asha. I hope nobody is there. If I see this screen again, the evaluator melted, eye contacts were not there. So that's why I'm looking at the camera only. Okay, then the wife Asha says, Vikas, why did you change the passwords? That is for security purpose. Because then you changed all 3 passwords? Yes. So tell me the password of our restaurant. I can't tell you. What? You can't tell me. That restaurant is given by your father. How can't you tell the password of the restaurant? I have said, my goodness, you said that we can't tell you and you're telling you said. Are you crazy? Okay, I will see that later. But tell me the new password of our gym. I don't remember. What? You don't remember? Are you going crazy, Vishal? What's this? I don't remember. What are you talking? The gym was given by my mother. And both my father's and mother's property you are ruining, and you're telling me not even giving me anything to enjoy that property. When I asked the password of restaurant, you said, I can't tell you. Yes, you are right. Huh? Now I'm asking the new password of gym you are telling. I don't remember. You are perfectly right. You got it. What? I'm going crazy. I will find a lawyer. If Robinson D'Souza was here, he would have got one client easily. Then she got so wild and what? You have not told the password of our restaurant or gym. Now at least tell me the new password of our house. You need to guess it. Oh, I can't guess it. Please don't make me so violent. Why are you doing so? What I have done to you? Calm down. I have said all the password. What all password you have said? You said the password of this restaurant, you said, I can't tell you. You said the password of this gym. I said, don't remember. Now you're telling the password of our houses. I have to imagine. You have to imagine. Yes, you said it right. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I have to go somewhere else to just ease out. Can you please tell me, have you written down somewhere the password? Yes. Where did you write? Where have you written down? In the laptop. Okay, I'll go right now. Oh, by the way, what is the password of the laptop? Who is asking? What? Who is asking? You are better half. I'm sorry, you're better half. Other than me, who is there here? Oh my God, I can't handle this. Dear Toastmasters and guests, I did not understand the head and tail of this, means the purpose of sending this WhatsApp message to me. I immediately replied him all the red question mark. Why? He also did not reply. Immediately he sent our website of Bangalore Toastmasters Club. I was thinking, what is this Toastmaster? I have not even found a Mr. Right for my daughter, and why I need a Toastmaster to raise the toast. Forget about the engagement. The person itself is, I don't know where he is existing, where he is there still. And after some time, he sent me a number of VP membership. I was worried. Within a second, before I could digest his message, there was a call. Am I speaking to Theresa, Sophia, Madtha? Yes, I said. Ma'am, this is a VP membership from Bangalore Toastmasters Club. I got your number from your husband, Patrick. When do you want to visit our club? We are open this Friday at Ashirwad at 6:30. Please join as a guest. I went and I saw and I learned what this communication is about. See the way a great man has taught me how to learn a communication. My dear Toastmasters and guests, our life is just like a river flowing from the top of the hill and coming through to gushing with the rocks and the mud and the thorns and coming already to join the ocean. When the river is almost near the ocean, it thinks twice, no, it gets scared and it plans to go back. Is it possible? It is not possible, the river to go back, because that is not there in this universe. But I tell you, those who are there of finding partners or finding a difficult in partners or they're in relationship, no, nothing to worry, because the ocean is vast. Just the way ocean lifts its arm to touch the shore, you will be lifted by your spouse. And we all know there is no other way to go back because it is impossible. It is impossible in existence. Same way, either a married or an unmarried, those who are there to planning to have, there is a way to live happily. Is that a trust? I mean, mutual trust, mutual respect, good communication, and always learn to say sorry and thank you, because not in the universe you can find a perfect husband or a perfect wife, and forget about perfect children, including me. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Theresa ma'am. It was quite an inspiration. And I did not realize how the 20 minutes went by. And definitely, I think this is one of those with a lot of humor mixed. Thank you. So we will shortly be sending the link for the best speaker. And then, Kirtana, would you be sending the link?
Yeah, it's already sent.
Okay, in the WhatsApp group, and the passcode for today is 1299. We'll wait for a minute for everyone to vote. Okay, I think we can start with the next session, which is the table topic session. The table topic master today is a software developer at Adobe, enjoys expressing herself by writing poetry and stories. And I had the same question about her opinion on today's theme, a better relationship between men and women. And what I got as a response is as follows. We should stop using just one day in a year as a crutch to propagate change. Men face as many difficulties as women do, though in different spheres and domains of life. But what differentiates the experience for men and women is that women are given a comfortable space in the society to express their difficulties because they are seen as a softer gender. That needs to change. The feelings should not be limited to a gender in order to express it. Very well said. And let me call upon Toastmaster Sarika, the table topic master of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghavendra. Ladies and gentlemen, a very happy International Men's Day to you. So shout out to all the men out there who, despite all odds and obstacles, paved way for themselves in this world, which does not really allow them to express or even let them be vulnerable. So yes, Men's Day is important and it should be celebrated just as much as Women's Day. And as you all know, that this year's theme is better relationship between men and women. What we will be doing is that, or what better way to build better relationships than by communicating. So in today's table topics, we will be playing a game, or rather debating on how much do we know about the opposite gender. The topics will be given to you in such a way that you will be coaxed to talk about the opposite gender. And the topics will be given in two formats. So this is where I kind of need you to pay attention on the formats. The first format will be a debate where I will call upon the screen two people to talk about a single topic. The first person will be going to talk about or will be talking for the topic, and the second person will be defending the topic. I request the audience to make a note of the timing again. This was called out by the timer, but I will just quickly repeat it here. Each speaker for the debate or each speaker within a debate will be given 1 minute and 15 seconds only. So a green card will be shown at 45 seconds, yellow card at 1 minute, red card at 1 minute and 15 seconds, after which you'll be given 15 seconds leeway to wrap up your speech. So that's for the first format, which will be a debate. The second format will be a standalone topic where the person called upon the screen can present their views on the topic. Again, I request the audience and the speaker to please make note of the timing for the speaker in this format. Here, the speaker will be given about 1 minute and 30 seconds. So a green card will be shown at 1 minute, yellow card at 1 minute and 15 seconds, and a red card at 1 minute and 30 seconds, after which you will be given 30 seconds leeway to wrap up your speech. Also, all right, so let's go ahead and get started with the session today. For the first topic today, can I have Toastmaster Srijit and Toastmaster Nazneen for a debate? Can you please unmute and requesting Toastmaster Kirtana to pin them to the screen? Toastmaster Srijit and Toastmaster Nazneen. Toastmaster Nazneen, are you there with us?
Yes, I'm there.
All right. Okay. So like I said, the person who will be speaking first will be going for the topic. The person speaking second will be defending the topic. So in this case, we will have Toastmaster Nazneen speak first. The topic is this: men's self-esteem is more career related. Men's self-esteem is more career related. Toastmaster Nazneen.
Good evening, Toastmasters, valued guests, and thank you, Table Topic Master. Men's self-esteem, yes, I do believe. In today's era, I don't think that men's self-esteem or women's self-esteem is at stake. Recently, if you are aware of what's happening around in the news, it took the band BTS at the UN General Assembly. They spoke about gender equality. So when we are going at par with each other and being equal, not inferior or superior, why do we have to speak about Men's Day or Women's Day? I profess definitely that men and women are at par. And if a man can say that it takes men to be feminists to graciously concede that women are equal, and I think we women should graciously concede that men are also equal. Over to you, Tabletop Master.
I'm not sure it's about self-esteem of man is related to his career, right? So I don't know. I'm not very sure. I don't agree with this because I have seen my father. He is very confident person. He is very self-believed person, and he resigned his job just like that because he wanted to be or come back to his place. So it is my belief. So my belief comes from my experience. So I believe it is not self-esteem is not related to career oriented. It comes in himself. I am not sure how it will come. He just believe in himself. That's it. Whatever he do it right, or he do it in whatever the way he wanted to do it. So that is my take on this topic. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srijit, and thank you so much, Toastmaster Nazneen. I must say that in this topic, I never envisioned anyone to be talking about the BTS band and then talk about gender equality. But then that was a great take on that. So thank you so much for talking about it. So for the next topic, can we have someone from the audience? Can we have Toastmaster Preeti and Toastmaster Pratik? I'm not sure if they're Toastmasters, but I'm also new to the club, so I don't really know many members
Yes, they
here. So
both.
please correct me.
They
Thank
have
you.
to. They have to switch on their videos.
Okay. So can we have Toastmaster Pratik and Toastmaster Preeti? All right. Are we ready for a topic?
Yes.
Do we have Toastmaster Pratik as well?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. Okay. So this is the next topic. And again, I would like Toastmaster Pratik to go for the topic for this and Toastmaster Preeti against. So the topic is this: women value love, communication, and relationships. Women value love, communication, and relationships. Toastmaster Pratik.
Thank you for the topic. Women value love, communication, and relationship, right? All right. Today so I did experience this during when I was looking for for a partner. So I used to meet a lot of ladies during then. So I did experience then where there's a checklist, right? So at the end of it, when it is being evaluated, and these are the few areas where the weightage is given more by the ladies. So that's something that they value more. And yeah, I agree that is more on their perspective. But probably that's not the criteria that we look at as per me. Yeah, that's it for me.
Very good evening, Toastmasters and dear guests. Thank you so much, Sharika, for this topic. Women value love, communication, relationships. I have to go against it. But tell me, why is it women only? It is not gender proportionate, right? It's like all of us value love, communication, and relationships. I can bet on that there's no human being in this world alive who does not have love in their heart and who won't love to have someone to talk to. Why are suicides more prevalent today? Because in this digital world, virtual world, we are moving away from our own people, human beings, right? So it's not only women based, it's human nature that we all love it's not only women that would love communication and relationships, right? All of us, I would say, as a human being, we value love, communication, and relationships. At the same time, it's not a priority. Depends on everybody's situation, right? Someone who is waiting to earn their lively bread, be it a woman, right? For her, love is there, and for love only she will go ahead and work hard. So it's not that I would completely go against that. It's not women based, it's human based. Over to you, Sharik.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Preeti, for your lovely insight. And I completely feel that way, that I don't think we really need to talk about women when we talk about feelings, and it should just be humans talking about feelings. And thank you, Toastmaster Pratik, for giving us an insight on your dating life. So all the men listening in on this meeting know that there is a checklist when involved in dating. So, and I think Toastmaster Pratik can provide you with one for that. So let's move on to the next topic. For the next topic, this would be a standalone topic. And for that, I would like to call upon your screens Toastmaster Shreyas. Toastmaster Shreyas, are you with us?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes. So Toastmaster Shreyas, the topic for you is this. First of all, let me ask you, who is the most important woman in your life? If you can answer me that, then I'll give you a topic.
The most important woman in my life right now is my mom.
Okay, so if you had to write a heartfelt letter to your mother, how would it go? If you had to write a heartfelt letter to your mother, how would it go?
Dear mom, greetings to you from Bangalore, India. It is 7:40 p.m. Indian Standard Time. I'm sure dinner has been prepared. I look forward to dessert. It is International Men's Day, and we all solemnly acknowledge women as our best partner to be, our journey in life, our companion. And you have, as a mother, cherished and provided as a family all the things that you can provide. And as a young adult, I thank you for the memories, the teaching, and the bond that you create between a mother and a son, that I can go out into the world and find a companion and share that love, which resonates and brings together society and teaches others that what love is, and what others who may not know what love is can understand the meaning in a conflict resolution, that peace can be obtained to people who do not even know what love is. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, our table topic master of the day.
Wow, thank you so much, Toastmaster Shreyas. That was indeed a lovely letter. And if you don't mind me suggesting, I think you should really pen that letter down, and whenever you're comfortable, send that out to your mother. I think she deserves to read this in her lifetime. So, but then I leave that up to you. But this is what I feel about it. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shreyas. For the next topic, can we have Toastmaster Sumitra? Toastmaster Sumitra, are you with us? Toastmaster Sumitra? Okay, in that case, I'll move on to the next person. Do we have Toastmaster Aisha with us? Aisha Tabassum? Okay. Moving on to the next person. Do we have Toastmaster Rupashri? Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rupashri. So let me go ahead and give you a topic.
Okay.
Okay. So the topic for you is actually quite interesting.
Okay.
A man extremely comfortable in a relationship is also extremely lazy. A man extremely comfortable in a relationship is also extremely lazy. Toastmaster Rupashri.
Okay. Yeah, maybe it could be true because suppose when a young man, when he's wooing his girlfriend or somebody, he will be trying to impress her, and he would be working overtime to impress by all ways, every way, which way possible. Whereas once he's married to a woman, then he settles down and he's thinking that it's okay, and he becomes a bit relaxed, and the woman will be taking over everything, and she will be taking care of everything, so he doesn't have to worry about. So maybe he will become a bit lazy in that way. But coming to work aspect, I don't think they would be lazy. And everything, whether it is work wise or any otherwise relationship wise, it all depends on each man. It's not, it cannot be generalized. There are different all types of men, and maybe it's common to find like that, relaxed and lazy kind of men, once they are settled in that. That's it from me, Sarika.
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rupashri. That was again it was nice to hear the saying that, all men are not the same. So that was like, a tricky topic to see or just to hear your views on it. So thank you so much for sharing it with us. Next up,
Thank
can
you.
we have, thank you. Next up, can we have Toastmaster Nagesh? Toastmaster Nagesh, are you with us? Okay. In that case, can we have Toastmaster okay, Toastmaster Nagesh is here. Toastmaster Nagesh, no, you're not audible. Okay, all right. I will call you for the next topic. So till then, can we have Toastmaster Aaron and Toastmaster Hannah?
Okay.
Yay. Okay, so I'm going to take a leave out of Toastmaster Theresa's speech and give you a topic. So this is the topic for both of you, and I would like Toastmaster Hannah to go first, and then Toastmaster Aaron. So the topic is women want empathy, but men offer solutions. Women want empathy, but men offer solutions. Toastmaster Hannah.
Okay, thank you very much for that topic, Toastmaster Sharika. Women want empathy. Yes, very true. We want people, we want when I come home and I tell about my day, I would rather like my husband to empathize with me in terms of understanding the situation, but he will jump into offering a solution. And I know 100% that he has not been in the situation. He may be thinking out of the box, and it may be a valid solution as well. But then I would be more comfortable and at ease when he just listens to me. But sometimes if he just listens, I will ask him, repeat what I told you. Are you listening to me or not? So I do, means it works that if they listen and, say that, okay, what do you say? Basically empathize. I mean, I would definitely prefer that as a partner, because even when he says something and I offer a solution, he also doesn't like it. Actually, he doesn't. I mean, he also would say, okay, I mean, that won't work. So I think it's both ways. We often want people to only listen to us, just to hear us out, because I know the solution, but somebody's to say, okay, it'll pass or something like that. So that's what I feel. Yeah, over to you, Toastmaster Sharika.
Toastmaster Aaron, your take on this?
Sorry, do I go for or against?
You go against.
So could you repeat? I'm just trying to.
Okay, let me just repeat the topic. Women want empathy, yet men offer solutions.
Got it. Behind every successful man, there is a woman. Many of us have heard this quote. But behind every successful woman is a supportive man. That is, of course, a quote which unfortunately is rather less said. You see, both in their own right, both genders in their own right have established that they are intellectuals in their own fields, whether we're talking about Azim Premji or Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, right? Very close to home, both have made it for themselves. Just now we saw the Nykaa founder, a self-made women billionaire, once Nykaa went public just last week. You see, there's a term called mansplaining, which has unfortunately erupted. And it is so true because men often go beyond their boundaries to offer solutions where it may not be required. And sometimes women just need to be heard, they need to be supported, and they need to be valued more than explained things to or solutions to be given to. Because as we've seen with many examples today, women can think of solutions as well, if not better than men can. A great example in our Toastmasters Club, in our city, in our country, and in the world. Thank you. Over to you, Sharika.
Oh, I think that was quite a hot debate. So thank you so much, Toastmaster Hannah and Toastmaster Aaron. Toastmaster Hannah, I think I felt the agitation as you were speaking about your husband, you just needing your husband to listen to you. And Toastmaster Aaron, thank you again for just bringing in the word mansplaining right there into your topic and just actually talking about it, because I think we need to talk more about such things. All right, we have time for one last topic. Do we have Toastmaster Alan with us? Toastmaster Alan? Do we have Toastmaster Alan with us?
No, Nagesh is back. You can call him.
Okay. All right. Toastmaster Nagesh, are you with us?
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes, you're audible. Thank you so much. Okay, so this is your topic. Men will be men. How far do you agree with this statement? Men will be men. How far do you agree with this statement, Toastmaster Nagesh?
Oh boy, I was just talking about this morning about that Seagram advertisement that men will be men, and such a beautiful advertisement. It'll never go out of fashion. If you look at the humor, the humorists are more men than women. Not that they are not humorous, but uh, they are more who provides you a little bit of humor in your life. Just now we heard somebody say women needs to be listened to, they need to be supported, they need to be understood. We need to give them our ears and empathize. Yes, but if you look at women making fun, they make fun more of men because men allow themselves to do that, right? And I feel the best comedians have been men, and the greatest of them have been the Charlie Chaplin. He said, just give me three things. Give me a park, give me a policeman and a pretty lady. I will build a story around it. And all his stories have been around it. And what a wonderful thing. So men are men in their own spaces, especially in space of humor. Back to you, TTM.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nagesh. Quite an interesting take on the topic where actually you stand by the statement. So again, I gave the topic just to see how someone would play around with it. But then I like how you stood your ground, especially you said that men will be men, especially in the space of humor. So thank you so much again. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we come to the end of the table topic session. I hope this session helped you understand that communication is actually one of the key points for us to build a better relationship or build better relationships with men and women. And if I may say so, this message rather goes out to women. So if you have a special or if you have special men in your life, your father, your brother, your husband, or anyone else, I would say that it's not um, just about going and talking to them, but it's also about providing a comfortable space for them to open up about themselves. So the next time that they come back home or they're tired, maybe you can go up to them, and if you're comfortable, give them a hug and just ask them how their day went. I'm sure that it would make a big difference in their life, just because there's someone out there who cares about their feelings more than anything. So I think I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to conduct this session. Back to you, Toastmaster Raghavendra.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharika. I think that was quite a creative, engaging table topic session, I would say. I think before we move forward, a link for the best table topic speaker has been posted in the WhatsApp group. Can we take a minute to do our voting? And the voting code remains the same, 1299. Okay. I think we can move on to the next session. But I had a thing to share, my personal experience. I had listened to this advice. You have to listen to your wife before you offer any solution. Just show your empathy. And I used to do that very often now, and it has backfired. She says, you simply listen and do nothing. You're good for nothing. So that was the comment. I think probably we have to balance this well. Okay, so the next session is the general evaluation. As it is said, evaluation is the breakfast for the champions. Let me call upon Toastmaster Somshekhar to take over the next session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Raghavendra. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. When a newly married man looks happy, we know why. When a man who's married for 10 years looks happy, people wonder why. But I'll tell you, December 1st week, I'll be married for 25 years. And I'm proud to say I'm very, very happy. So now I'll not give a lot of tips today here because that's not my job. Although the theme actually says how actually we can build better relationships. But then I will tell you that Toastmasters has played a very, very important role in my life to build great relationship. They say Toastmasters is about public speaking. I'll tell you, it is also about a lot of private speaking. The things we learn here at Toastmasters, like the feedback. So what is feedback all about? It is said, feedback, don't be harsh, tell all the good things, and then they call it actually in our club as Robinson sandwich. That's what they used to say, because I've been in Toastmasters since 96, okay? They say you put that area of improvement or actually something which is not working well with the assignee in between that. These kind of tips, I'll tell you, my friends, will really help you in the life. And that's what Toastmasters is all about. And today it was really an eye-opener for me because the suggestions which came in, I thought I should have got it actually many years back. Maybe, well, it might help me to take my silver jubilee into a golden jubilee. Just before coming to this meeting as a general evaluator, my wife told there are no veggies. And I told her, please go there and actually pick up from the shop. She said, it's so cold. I told her, think that you are in Coorg today. Well, the solution which I offered, right? That's what not she needed, and we didn't have a fight. All right. So this tip what I got today, that I'm very sure will help me to, beautify my next decade probably. Well, Toastmasters, let us come to this today's meeting, and the evaluation basically is my personal opinion on what I felt on how the assignees performed. So let me start with the Sergeant at Arms, Kirtana, who started the meeting right on time, 6:30. I think needless to say, every time actually it happens in this club now, being on time is a great thing. And Kirtana really started the meeting with the emotional quote. It was really touching, followed by a great introduction for our brilliant president. Right? It's wonderful. You have really become very comfortable as a Sergeant at Arms, and keep that up, Kirtana. And also the arrangements you made, joining the meeting 15 minutes before all others joined, and ensuring that all the assignees are present in the meeting. Those are some things which as a Sergeant at Arms you are supposed to do, and you did it brilliantly. For a great job done. Let's give Kirtana a big round of applause. Well done, Kirtana. I did see that you are really tensed before the meeting started, because we all joined 15 minutes back, right? So there were members telling, why is this so silent and all that? I know as a speaker, you know that actually you are supposed to go up there at 6:30, but then don't get tensed. Many times we just forget it. Just be one of us and enjoy the session, even that 15 minutes prior to starting the meeting. You will definitely enjoy the show. Afterwards, actually, I saw that you are very relaxed, but a great job done, Kirtana. And our president, a smiling president, always telling us inspirational stories. And today, story about himself, and he always sprinkles that humor around. I think that is the best part. I always love listening to our president, Srijit. It's not just on the screen. I think I would say he's actually the most flexible leader in this committee. Today, he had a challenge of whether to have the offline meeting or online. So the call he took, I'm just evaluating him, not just here in the screen, Srijit, but you have been leading this club brilliantly, holding the the members intact. And I know these are all challenging days for all of us. Change is a constant thing, but you are coping with that in a great style. Fantastic. So keep it up, Srijit. How I wish today we had an offline meeting. I would have seen you out there, because if you are not watched Srijit live, he's got that magnetism in him. He can really mesmerize you. That's the kind of connect he can establish as a person. So do meet him. One thing I missed, Srijit, I don't know whether you really called to order the meeting today, or maybe I missed, but okay. So I didn't find any other areas of improvement. Well done. So let's give a round of applause to our President Srijit. And I should also mention about our secretary, Preeti, who is brilliant, putting those minutes in such a nice manner. I'm sure, Preeti, nobody would want to miss the minutes. The data might have been forgotten. They say, yes, actually, this is the right one, but then actually that's brilliant. Again, Toastmasters is one place wherein you can hone your creativity, right? And you saw that actually today, all members trying to do it. Well done, Preeti. Let's give her a big round of applause for being such a great example for how you can do things differently. We then had our Toastmaster of the day pitching in, Toastmaster Raghavendra. Well-dressed, clarity in the camera, brilliantly focused. The virtual, well, you have blurred the background, fantastic. You look so much in command, Raghavendra. I think that is actually one of the things as a Toastmaster of the day, you're supposed to be. And you did really make a grand entry as Srijit welcomed you. The positives, you are so calm, composed, very clear on your thoughts. You had brilliant stories, quotations. So my dear members, Toastmasters, these are actually some of the basic ingredients where actually you can impress the audience or actually make the audience engaged. And our Toastmaster of the day, Raghavendra, had it all for a brilliant job done. Let's give a thunderous round of applause to Toastmaster Raghavendra. Suggestions, Raghavendra. One, you spoke a lot about the theme, but I personally felt that Toastmasters is the main agenda here. And I didn't hear any words about our own founder, Dr. Ralph Medley, or any of the person from the Toastmaster fraternity, and also talking about some basics on actually when it was formed. So these are some things usually the Toastmaster of the day does cover, because we have guests and it is our duty to talk a little more about Toastmasters history as well. So that's something which you could have added. Then a couple of places when you forgot to tell about what the assignees had given their thoughts about the theme of the meeting. You said apologies for not introducing. You need not ask for any apology, because people don't know that actually you forgot to tell. You can always tell it before the speaker comes in there, or actually you can tell it after also. As a listener, nobody knows about it. As soon as you tell apology, then suddenly actually everyone thinks, okay, what did Raghavendra forget, right? So you need not have to do that at all. So today you did that three occasions you did, which is absolutely fine, Raghavendra. So next time, don't say apologies, continue with your words. Also, another thing I felt is you simply read the opinions of the members given to you. it is okay to read, no problem. But just to make it more dramatic in a couple of places, you can put it in your own words as well, right? So these are some of the tips in my personal opinion, but then otherwise, the job done was brilliant. Another round of applause for Toastmaster Raghavendra. We now move on to the speaker number 1. So before that, I'll call upon his evaluator, Toastmaster Chaitra, to give the feedback on speech number 1.
Thank you, GE. So for our first speech, we had Toastmaster Chetan. First of all, happy International Men's Day to everyone here, especially to you, Toastmaster Chetan. And you started the speech session brilliantly. We could actually see the amount of effort and the preparation that went into your speech. I especially found your introduction brilliant. You had us intrigued right from the start. You started by saying July 29th, 2021, right? And that's made us sit up and pay attention because that's intriguing. And then you went on to talk about how you used an analogy of how people, if they had 1 lakh to spend, when they would spend it by in different countries. And it was still a mystery to us. We were trying to figure out what point you were trying to make. And that's when you swooped in and gave us the twist, Earth Overshoot Day. So I found your introduction especially brilliant. Your speech was also very well prepared. It was peppered with a lot of factoids. For example, besides the point at which by which we use up the Earth's resources, you also had little parts peppered in, like Bangalore generates 7,000 tons of waste per day, things like that. And you had many different quotes sprinkled through the speech to give it a good flow. Now, to take your speech to the next level for your feedback speech, I would suggest a few areas that you can focus on. For example, today, Toastmaster Chetan, you were prepared to give an offline speech at Ashirvad Center. And so you were prepared with a whole range of gestures to stand up on stage and speak. But we did not see that today. It would have been good to see that, right? It would have made your speech a lot more powerful. So next time, I do hope to see your full range of gestures. And you also spoke about what individuals can do, when it comes to using up the Earth's resources. But I felt that you didn't spend adequate time, and not just as individuals, as what society can do as well. So I think that's something you could expand on to make your speech a little more well-rounded, so that you don't have to rush this in towards the end. There's also a minor point. You said, I would like to close by saying, right? You had a very powerful quote at the end. But when you say, I would like to close by saying, it takes a little bit away from that punch. And that was a really good quote, and I'd like to read it out. We don't inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children. We can see how well crafted your speech is. You had all these powerful quotes. You had a great topic selection and a topic that resonates with all of us. I can't wait to see you improve your speech and take it to the next level when we get back to our next meeting. Back to you, Jimmy.
Thank
you for that.
Chaitra. That was a wonderful evaluation. Brilliantly done. Let's give a round of applause for Chaitra for that evaluation. And Chetan, your speech was magnum opus for the field of sustainability, right? That's one of my favorite topic, reducing carbon footprint. And I'll tell you that speech can change the world, Chetan. Brilliantly done. All the qualities for a great speaker. For the benefit of the guests, so Toastmasters, finally, many members have the goal of inspiring actually large audience. They can really make a difference in the world. And that's what Chetan really demonstrated. Some things to really point out is how you could really retain some of the things to earth, to earth, to earth. I will never forget that, Chetan. The way he was stressing on certain points which can be carried away. July 19, 2021. I haven't noted it down anywhere, but the way he wove that entire scene, fantastic. Chetan, definitely I want the script of your speech. Well done. Big round of applause for our speaker number one, Chetan. And here comes our great speaker. Before the great speaker, we have a great evaluator as well. Toastmaster Nazneen, can we hear from you the evaluation of DTM Theresa's speech, please?
Before I start my evaluation, I would like to confirm, do I have the 30 seconds grace period after 3 minutes?
Yes, you can go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Standing on the Hall of Fame, yay! Your name will be written on the fame. Good evening, Toastmasters, valued guests, and TTM Theresa, ma'am. You have felicitations to you. You have actually completed your project and met the purpose of your project. Kudos to you. The assets or strengths of your presentation, if I may say, you engaged the audience and grabbed it by the title of your speech. Nobody is perfect. We were like, what next? What next? You presented an engaging, humorous, keynote style speech. That also gave us a strong core message. Trust, mutual trust, communication. Learn to say sorry. All of you, please remember these words. Learn to say sorry. We had a compelling content. I like the way, the fact you did not target only a particular section of the audience, married people. You also engaged the singles who are ready to mingle. Kudos to you. I love the way you had a variation in your vocal variety for your different characters. Great. You spoke about your personal life. That gives credibility to your speech. Kudos to you. You are a great speaker. However, humor is your great magnum opus. We were rolling with laughter. The positive note that you brought out and the hope you gave to these singles with this example of the river, stupendous. Actually, not directly, but definitely figuratively. However, if you don't want to pay your bills in your future speeches, the voice was good. However, I felt like you were shouting at us. You can have a little bit of better structuring. If I may suggest, keep to 2 to 3 experiences, not more than that, as it does not sync with the audience. Too many experiences will not be able to, you can elaborate on one. To summarize, attractive opening, personal experience, great articulation of words, the rhythm in your language was great, and work on your recommendations. You have reached greater heights. You have to identify your potential and just go ahead. You have miles to go before you sleep and promises to keep. Way to go. My challenge to you would be, think about the kinesthetic audience in mind for your future speeches. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Nazdin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nazdin. I'm a bit confused now. Whom should I evaluate? There was actually drama in the speaker as well as actually at the evaluator. Well done, Nazdin. Again, a different way of evaluating a speech. But then I think there was a message and feedback to Theresa as well. I'm a big fan of Theresa when it comes to humor and drama. You need to really, again, watch her speaking live. That is a different, it's a great session to really experience. And Theresa, you did keep up to that expectation. As I mentioned earlier, the drama part, I felt it was actually slightly more. Maybe that definitely we enjoy it, but in a screen, probably the effectiveness of that actually is not great because we see you 2D, not 3D, correct? And one suggestion, the password joke I felt was a bit too long. So when we really view these things, when you take humor, which is commonly known, because when it is out in the web or actually when it is shared, generally people know that. So for humor, the main part is the curiosity, how it's gonna end. Once people know that this is how actually it's gonna end, they lose interest. So try to keep something more personal or things which you find on the 100th page of Google, not on the first page. All right, so with that, again, thank you for entertaining us on a special day. That was more of a roasting of Mr. Patrick. You need to go and apologize him today. Nevertheless, we love you. We love your speeches. Brilliant job done, Toastmaster Theresa. Let's give a round of applause. We then had our table topic session. Table topic, as you all know, that's one session wherein members, if you're in an offline meeting, we come late after the break. We hide our face under the desk. So this is how actually we used to do in our meeting. And now in online, it's much easier, mute and switch off your camera, right? But then today, I think we need to really applaud Sharika for, Sharika, did I pronounce it right? Okay, the name is correct. A brilliant job run. The kind of topics you selected and the session of debate was brilliant. Let's give a thunder round of applause for Sharika. I think she's doing for the first time. Brilliant, Sharika. Well done. You had great topics. Again, only suggestion to the committee is that when a member takes up this session for the first time, maybe we need to guide them on what is the norms on picking up a speaker or a guest, because in this case it was initially Srijit and who were already assignees here, right? And Preeti probably were already spoken. So that's more of the point for the committee. Otherwise, Sharika had played a big role today. That was a very entertaining session, Sharika. Looking forward for all your other assignments. Thank you, and let's give another round of applause for Sharika. Okay, then let me call upon my tag team. We will start with our time. That is actually Sai Deepak, timer. So may I request our timer to give your report, please, Sai Deepak?
Yeah, thank you, Sumrikar. It is quite an enthralling session. And with respect to the timing part, so let me start off with the prepared speeches. So both Chetan and Theresa ma'am, both of them were well within the time. And with respect to the table topics, so during the debate with Aaron and Hannah, so Hannah exceeded it by 1 minute 37 seconds, around some 7 seconds. So except that, everyone else was well within the time. And with respect to the evaluations, So both of them have exceeded the timing, Chaitra and Nazneen. So yeah, this is it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai Deepak. We now move on to our counter, Toastmaster Aditya, please.
Yes, good evening. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Here's my R counter report. So Toastmaster Chetan had 2 hours and DTM Theresa had 1 and there were no filler words used in the conversation. That's all from me. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you.
That was short and sweet. And our grammarian, Toastmaster Manjunath.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. Okay, first of all, thank you very much for using the word. A few of you did use the word of the day, which is magnum opus. Even though there was one mispronunciation, I'm still going to give the credit. People who use the word of the day, Utkarsh, thank you for doing that. Chetan, thank you for doing that. Raghavendra, well done. G. Somashekar and Nazneen, well done. Thank you for using the word of the day. The speeches were great, and there was some brilliant usage of English language. Raghavendra used vividly remember, beautifully used, vividly remember, the awakening truth. I like that. Chetan, resource we take from Mother Earth, replenish, the earth overshoot day. Vivekananda's quote, arise, awake, and stop not till the goal is reached. Anonymous quote, we do not inherit from our ancestor, we borrow it from our children. Well, these were very intriguing. I loved it. Thank you for sharing those, Chetan. Theresa ma'am, rejuvenates, agitated, interdependent person. Again, people who've read the Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, you'll know what interdependent is. I highly recommend reading that book. Which shoulder to cry on? So typical of Theresa ma'am. Again, I love that phrase. Ocean lifts its arms to touch the shores. Beautifully done again. Sharikha, use a word, confess. Take a leaf out of another speech. Well done. That was right at the moment. Very well chosen right there. Nazneen, profess. Preeti, prevalent. Aaron, mansplaining. I had to do an Urban Dictionary to check that. Well done. Good usage there. Somashekar, private speaking, not just public speaking, but private speaking. I like that. Mesmerize, wove the story. Find something on the 100th page of Google, not on the first. Very interesting. Chaitra, words intrigue use and peppered with factoids. These were some really good usages of the language. A few areas of improvement. I'm not going to pick the names here, but I will tell you that lots of us seem to be using the women and woman, getting confused. So just be a little careful. Woman is singular and women is plural. Okay. Now, apart from that, 3,000 tons is not, it could be 3,000 tons are. Pour outing should have been pouring out. Who is there here should have been who else is here. How to learn a communication could have been how to learn to communicate. One person will speak for and the second person will speak against. Could have been one person will speak for the topic and the other against. Crisp, to the point. Self-belief person should have been person with self-belief. More on their perspective should have been more from their perspective. And also another very typical Indian usage is content. Compelling content is incorrect. It's compelling content. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Over to you, G.
Thank you, Manjunath. President Srijit, you need to give an opportunity to Manjunath for a 10-minute speech on grammar. That is brilliant. I'm very sure we can learn a lot from that.
Thank you, sir.
And we now move on to our listener, Toastmaster Utkarsh Joshi, please.
Am I audible?
Yes, very much.
Hello, everybody. My name is Utkarsh Joshi and I'm here, and let me test your memory on today's amazing meeting. I want all of you to answer as quickly and properly as possible. The first question, why did Toastmaster Srijit say he grew up as a vegetarian?
Because his dad sacrificed.
Like fish.
Dad did not like fish. Mother
Dad
did not
cannot
like
bear
chicken.
the smell of fish. Mother cannot eat chicken. So he has no
Exactly
other
right. Exactly right. The answer is his dad did not like the smell of fish. His mom did not like the smell of chicken.
He should have eaten mutton.
The second question, name 2 men that Toastmaster Raghavendra finds inspiring.
Nelson Mandela and Mahatma Gandhi.
Gandhiji and
Nelson Mandela. Yes.
Correct.
Link-
So it's
and
Gandhi,
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, and Nelson Mandela.
You and
And
me.
absolutely. The third question is, when is Earth Overshoot Day this year?
19th July 2021.
It's 29th July
29
2021.
July. 29 July.
There was a little bit of here and there and that. And what book has made Toastmaster Theresa miss her TV serials?
7 times.
Sorry?
7
Eighth
times.
Habit.
Yeah, Eighth Habit is the right answer. And finally, who is the best comedian according to Toastmaster Nagesh?
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin.
Absolutely right. And with this, I end my listener role. And happy International Men's Day to all of the great men out there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Utkarsh. Round of applause to Utkarsh. For Toastmasters, it was a wonderful evening. So before I hand over the election to Toastmaster Raghavendra, the 5 most essential words for a healthy, vital relationship. I apologize, and you are right. With that, I hand over the meeting back to Toastmaster Raghavendra.
Thank you, Toastmasters from Shikhar, as always inspiring. Okay, before, I think we have a business meeting upcoming, and I want to conclude with the following point, probably. See, during the Women's Day, we have a lot of promotion happening in Amazon, all these jewelry shops. Why don't we have any promotions running for the International Men's Day? Maybe Amazon, beverage shops. I think this is a point which companies can encash on. Okay, now over to Toastmaster Rajan now for the business meeting. But before I do that, the OTL links for the best evaluator and the best role taker has been sent in the WhatsApp.
It's time to announce the awards. Best tackle player goes to Toastmaster Manjunath. Best role taker goes to Toastmaster Somshekhar. Best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Chaitra. Best table topic speaker, Toastmaster Aaron. And best speaker, DTM Theresa ma'am. I request everyone to unmute yourself and give a loud round of applause to all of them. So with that note, I adjourn this meeting and we will see you next week in Ashirwad.